What's up, everyone? Justin here. We are back for more CDs. The last video, we were in the D's, and I started talking about the E's and didn't even realize it. So we finished the D's finally. And we got some E's to get through. I don't think I have near as many, though, so hopefully the E's will go in just a few videos, and we'll keep moving on. So, first up, we are listening to Nature. Called Nature. Now, there's several bands called Nature. One is kind of like a skate punk thrashy band, but this one is Stevie Floyd. Not much of this J card there. Stevie Floyd is from the band Dark Castle and Taurus, and many years ago, Cystic Dysentery. Stevie is a tattoo artist and musician. She lives in Portland now. This was a project of hers. I think this is all that exists. This is really gloomy, kind of melancholy doom, but it's just a guitar and vocals. It's these really ethereal, clean vocals and these slow guitars, and just, it's not even like riffs, it's just sounds, man, but it is just, I love this release. I've listened to it a bunch. Came out on Primal Vomit Records, which is a small label out of Jacksonville, Florida. I know the guy behind it, and he's released a lot of underground stuff all across the spectrum, from metal to punk to noise, stuff like this. But I've met Stevie a couple of times. She's a tattoo artist, and I've seen her band Taurus before, and they're really rad. But I absolutely love this tape. If you ever come across it, check it out. See if I can find it on YouTube. Drop a link below. So, into the C's, into the D's, into the E's. We started with the E's last time, Earth and Earth Crisis, but I got a few more. So, up first, we have Eisenwinter with Willkommen in Tag und Verrecht. I don't know what that means. It's probably something racist. Eisenwinter is a NSBM band from Switzerland, of all places. And they play pretty standard, kind of raw, simple, cold black metal. This is something that was given to me in a stack of CDs. This came out on Werewolf Records a few years ago, and a buddy of mine gave me a bunch of Werewolf releases. This is alright, you know. It sounds just like simple, kind of dumbed down version of all that kind of NSBM stuff. But on their Metal Archives page, it says that their lyrical themes are Nazism, Hitlerism, and owls. So there you go. Eisenwinter means iron winter. Word soup. Next, we have Embalmer with 13 Faces of Death. Embalmer, of course, is an old death metal band from Cleveland, and I believe this is a compilation of a bunch of stuff. Has really terrible artwork and layout. Came out on Pathos Productions, so there you go. But Embalmer's rad. Their EP, There Was Blood Everywhere, was one of the first like underground death metal EPs I heard years and years ago, way back in the late 90s. But this is good stuff. I saw them, we played with them at MDF. They played right after us at MDF last year, and they were fucking killer. They're just good, just fucking chunky, nasty Midwest death metal, a little old school sounding. But they're good. I mean, this release sounds good. It just looks fucking abysmal. So, next we have Embalmed with Exalt the Imperial Beast. War satanic metal. Embalmed is from South America somewhere. I don't remember where. And it's just really nasty kind of South American black death metal. Like all that stuff. I have this on vinyl as well. Came out on Hell's Headbangers. This is back when Hellas Headbangers was doing these really thick cardstock booklets. But this just, you know, this satisfies an urge if you want to listen to just, you know, it's kind of faceless. It's kind of generic, thrashy South American black death metal. And there's a lot of other bands I will reach for before I grab this. So, I'll drop a link. We'll get reacquainted with it. Now, this I love. This CD is Enthroning Silence with A Dream of Night Skies. This came out on Total Holocaust Records, Sweden. So Total Holocaust was this total, like, boutique black metal label from the early 2000s. Just simple, just lyrics in the insert. It's kind of a textured paper. You can kind of see it there. I'm not sure who's in this band or who they're related to, but this came out in 2003. Around the same time the Svarter Strid release came out on Total Holocaust that I talked about one time. But this is just grim, cold. It's got a drum machine, but that doesn't bother me. It kind of adds to this sound. Just real ethereal, melancholic sounding black metal. It sounds the way the cover looks, if that makes any sense. Just drab, dreary, majestic black metal. 4 long songs. I fucking love this, man. I listened to this just recently. But I used to do a lot. The first black metal project I ever did, I released a tape on Total Holocaust. And I used to talk to Hakan, the owner, a lot over email and stuff. And I used to get a bunch of his releases. But Enthroning Silence, I fucking love this one. I don't know if they've done anything else besides that. I'll have to look them up. Then we have Equimanthorn with Second Saphira Sella. I got this in a trade years ago. And this is members of Absu doing ambient, like kind of ritual ambient music. But you know what? I don't know if I have ever listened to this. Equimanthorn has such a good fucking logo. Equitant, Ray Heflin from Absu, he drew that logo. He's drawn a bunch of logos, including Absu's logos. But I like his logo work a lot. And I don't know why I've never thrown this in. I've had it for years. I mean, this came out on From Beyond or Displeased Records. I probably had this 10 years. I've never listened to it. I used to have a bunch of them. I managed to sell them all throughout the years. But I'll have to check it out. I've got friends that really, really like this project. But I need to get acquainted with it. Then we have 3 albums by Embrace of Thorns. So Embrace of Thorns is a death metal band from Greece. So the first one is Prevalence, A Decade of Atomic Genocide. This is a collection of demos and splits and stuff like that, I think. Looks like rehearsals. Yeah, rehearsals. It's just rehearsals and demos. 20 tracks. I think this stuff is a lot rawer, more kind of Black Death influenced. This came out on Supremacy Through Intolerance Records. I probably haven't listened to this other than when I got it. And then Atonement Ritual on Nuclear War Now. When this came out, this is a really fucking thick, kind of archgoat sounding, if I recall, black death metal record. And I really liked this record when it came out. All lyrics and artwork and there you go. Chris Moyan artwork. I like Embrace of Thorns. I like this album a lot. It's real short. But it's just a thick, kind of stabby, you know, harsh black death metal record. At one time, Anastasis from Dead Congregation was in this band, but I don't know if he's on any of the material. Then we have Praying for Absolution. And this is the last one I got by them. I actually worked on this album. I did a lot of the layout So all of the artwork was done, and then I had to put all the red in and lay it out on template, put the logo in and all that stuff, and then put the band members in the pentagram there. Oh yeah, Abomination Virgin Born. That's Anastasis. So he's on this record. Guitars. But this one's good too. I haven't listened to this one as much. I need to get reacquainted with it because I always liked Embrace of Thorns a lot. And I think they've done a couple of things since this. This has been out a while. But I need to get caught back up with them. I kind of listened to this a couple times and pushed it to the side. But I will definitely be checking it out again. But Embrace of Thorns, good. Greek band. Fucking grim. Deathly. Then we have Embryiotomy. Ooh, you're not going to focus there? Embryiotomy with Dissemble the Dethroned. This is really bad brutal death metal. I listened to this when I got this, and it sucks. And I listened to it a minute ago on YouTube to get reacquainted with it, and it still sucks. It just, man, it's all over the place. It sounds like guys who don't know how to play brutal death metal or trying to play brutal death metal. It's kind of thrashy and chunky and groovy in places. It's got terrible production. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's unfortunate. So, it is what it is. The first Macedonian death metal band on CDs. I don't know. Maybe, you know, they got the fucking odds against them in this being good, but whatever. Came out on Severed Records and some other record label that I cannot read the logo, but whatever. Then we have Embryonic Depravity and Gorevent. So I got this because of the Gorevent side. Gorevent is a Japanese slam band that is just fucking gross. Just the heaviest, fucking nastiest, breakdown heavy, guttural slam you will ever fucking hear. And I don't remember what Embryonic Depravity sound like, but probably more of the same. But I love this. Look, the Gorevent song titles: World Septic, Gory the Body, The End Humanity, Gory the Body. Whatever, man. I love this shit. I got a super fucking soft spot for it. The layout's fucking dumb looking. The artwork's dumb. But, you know, total guilty pleasure. Then we have Stone Cold Classic. Emperor. Now, this is the split with Enslaved version. So, of course, that artwork... Whoa, where'd it go? So, this artwork, of course, was used on the Emperor MLP release. And then also on this re-release with the split with Enslaved. Look at the fucking 3D Enslaved Photoshop logo. Wow. But just, this is a standard black metal classic. I'm not a big Emperor fan. I mean, whoa, take that back. I'm not a big Enslaved fan. I've listened to very little Enslaved. They just never really clicked with me. But I absolutely fucking adore Emperor. This is the only Emperor CD I own. And I have a couple of records. I have the MLP record version of this. I have In the Night Side Eclipse. And for a long time, that was the only Emperor stuff I really, really liked. Or up to that point. It took me a few years to really, really get into Anthems and the later stuff. And it was mainly production issues. When I first heard Anthems to the Welkin at Dusk, it has this, like, you couldn't hear the vocals at all, and at least kind of to an untrained ear you couldn't, but the more you listen to black metal, you go back to something and you listen to it and go, oh, I can hear that just fine. You have to train your ear a little bit. Regardless, I bought this just years and years and years and years ago. When I first started to get into black metal, I came across it somewhere and snagged it, but I fucking love Emperor. I'm the Black Wizards. Wrath of the Tyrant, Night of the Graveless Souls, man, just all of those Stone Cold classics. Like, black metal would not be what it is without a band like this and a release like this. I need to complete my Emperor collection. I need to buy all of the CDs, just fucking pull the trigger and do it. For now, I've got this, and it's definitely my favorite. And then last this round, we have Sinneth. Sinneth is a technical, brutal death metal band from New York, featuring members of Compromises and Krallis, and it's got Mick Barr and Colin Marston, and my buddy Paulo. Paulo, of course, is the singer of Gathsmain and Compromises, and my brutal death metal band, Unborn Salivate. Now, he sent me this CD. It came out on his label, P2 Records, P2 Productions, right here. That's Paulo's label. Go support him. I'll put a link in the description below. This shit is fucking bananas. It's super technical. Now, if you've ever heard any of the bands that Colin Marston or Mick Barr have been in, like Behold the Octopus or Krallis, or all of that shit is just over the top technical. And that's how this sounds. It really sounds like all the instruments are fighting against each other to do more. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, it is a calculated listen. You have to kind of have an ear for fucking funky shit like this, or else you're just gonna think it's noise. But it sounds like there's 5 songs playing at one time. And the drummer from this band, trivia, was in the band 7,000 Dying Rats, and 7,000 Dying Rats were a kind of psycho metal band, and they have one of my favorite song titles of all time, Open the Realm, ... I left my keys in there. But this shit's fucking bananas. It's crazy. It's wild. I need to listen to it. I've listened to it once when he sent it to me, and I really need to, put it on and kind of sink into it and try to absorb it. And it's got his fucking crazy, fucking brutal, ultra guttural vocals on it that I love. But Sinneth, self-titled, full-length record. It's the only thing they've ever done. I'll put a link below, but it is definitely bananas. So, that is it for this round. Not much. I didn't know how long it was going to take me to get through this stack of CDs, but there's several things that I'm just not that into. I've been, I've mentioned this before. I've been into metal for so long, and I've had my feet in the water in the scene, and you end up with CDs that you didn't go out of your way to buy. So I have lots of CDs that just I got through trades, or people gave to me, or came in through the distro stuff, or just, shit that I've bought kind of blindly. So I have a lot of CDs that, I may or may not like, or I've never listened to, and I'm discovering, shit that I forgot I had. But when you've got 1,500, 2,000 CDs, that's what happens. Let's talk about these. Maybe you guys might like one of these more than I do and know more about it. So let's talk about these in the comments below. And keep commenting, keep liking, keep subscribing. Got more stuff coming. I'll talk to you guys soon.